Like Dr. Now says on here. So who is your enabler? Ask yourself that right now, you guys. If you're struggling on your weight loss journey, it's on the cup. Right here. If you are struggling right now at this moment, ask yourself, who is your enabler? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, you guys. It's your girl, Twan. And I am back with another video. But this video is very different. This is the first time that I've ever done a video like this. However, I struggled with it, but I wanted to do it because I have some things I want to talk about and just get it out. Get it out of my mind, get it out of my thoughts. And so I felt, what a better way to talk about it with my sun rays. So, you guys, be patient with me, please, because this subject is very touchy for our community. There's a lot of negative and positive things out of this story, but I only want to touch the positive things, you guys. I do not want to speak negatively towards anyone. With that being said, you guys, y'all know I love me some Dr. Now. I love some Dr. Now. I show y'all all the time my Dr. Now cup that I have. And I take this cup to work in the mornings whenever I make my Oath Nutrition protein drinks in the morning. I always make it in this cup, and I brought this cup, you guys, off of Etsy. I'll leave the link for you in the description box. I know I did notify the owner and I shared with her that I had did a video and she was really happy about it. But some people said that they tried to order and it was out of stock about a couple weeks ago. So hopefully it's in stock now. But I love this cup, you guys, because it has so many great sayings on here from Dr. Now. A lot of them are funny. Yes, they are, but they're realistic, and it depends on where the person is, how they're going to take some of these sayings from Dr. Now. And with that being said, my 600-pound life has been, a story that a lot of people seem to watch for comedy, and things like that. But we're dealing with people real lives, you guys. There's a lot of good stories, a lot of successful stories out of my 600-pound life. There are some people that goes into their journey and they're very successful. Then there are some that are not. And so today I'm going to have to talk to you about one story where the person was just not successful as far as meeting their nutrition goals, meeting their weight loss goal. Let's just say that. So the person I am in reference is Latanya Patton. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of her, but if not, you will today. I'm going to read to you a little article because I don't really want to summarize this in my words. I do remember watching the show, and I also remember watching different clips that, surfaced on social media, where people was making a joke, of this lady and everything, and it was not funny. But I'm just going to get right on into it, you guys. So what I'm reading to you guys is from an article, People's article, and it says, Latanya Pottain, known for appearing on season 11 of My 600-Pound Life, has died at age 40. Pottain reportedly died May the 17th at Christus Highland Medical Center in Shreveport, Louisiana. TMZ reports. She was hospitalized after having difficult breathing and later suffered cardiac arrest, her brother told the outlet. According to the Natchitoches Paris coroner's office, a preliminary autopsy revealed that she died from congestive heart failure, CHA. Yes, congestive heart failure. A final autopsy is still pending. Pottain's death comes after she created a GoFundMe in February for support, revealing that she was going through the most challenging time of her life. So I'm going to read to you guys the GoFundMe so you can know exactly what it says in her words. Okay. Okay. I just hope I don't shed a tear, you guys, because I got really emotional, reading this the first time because I actually watched her story, and it was very heartfelt. But let me just get right on into it. It says, "Help. Latanya get the medical care she desperately needs. Hi, my name is Latanya Pottain, and I am reaching out for help during the most challenging time of my life. I'm currently getting close to my highest weight of 740 pounds, and I work extremely hard to get it down. Now I currently weigh about 705 pounds, and I have been bedridden since June of 2024 due to severe health issues. My journey with weight struggles has been a long and difficult one. In 2022, I was featured on My 600-Pound Life, where I started at 531 pounds and worked hard to get it down to 505 pounds. However, after the show aired, I experienced overwhelming backlash, which sent me into a deep depression. My mental health suffered, and I became fearful of undergoing weight loss surgery. In 2023, I moved to Houston hoping for a fresh start, but instead, I found myself in an abusive relationship while also dealing with the devastating news that my father had been diagnosed with cancer. Unable to take the emotional and physical toll, I returned home to Louisiana. Unfortunately, my health continued to decline, and I developed severe sciatica nerve pain, which caused extreme stomach cramps. I was prescribed fentanyl, but my body rejected the medication, leading me to begin therapy. Now I am completely bedridden and unable to get to the hospital because EMTs say transporting me would be a fire hazard due to my weight. Without the ability to work, I have no income to purchase a car or arrange for special medical transportation. I am asking for your help to raise funds for medical transportation so I can get to the hospital for urgent care, proper medical treatment and rehabilitation to regain my mobility, basic living expenses since I am currently unable to work. This has been an incredibly difficult journey, and I truly want to fight for my health and my life. Any amount you can contribute will bring me one step closer to the care I desperately need. If you are unable to donate, please share my story to help me to get assistance I need. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your kindness and support, Latanya Passws." So sad, so sad. So we've lost one of the My 100, 600 Pounds Life stars at the age of 40. Now, she's not the first one and the only one who have passed. I guess this one was really dear to me because I watched that story, and right after that, her story, it was just so much that happened. I guess because she was very young, you guys. She had a great family. She come from a Christian background, parents married. Her father was a go-getter. He worked to support the family. Her mother was a stay-at-home mom. They both were, Christians in the Baptist church. The Bible, God's word was the foundation, of their family. They kept their kids in Bible study, Sunday school, church. They was active, and things like that. And the mom passed away. And I want to say Latanya was a teenager, like 12 or 15 years old. She was very young when her mom passed. And I really believe that the separation of her parents, due to her mom's death, and then her father, moving on with his love life, and she didn't like the lady that the father was, dealing with at the time. I think all of that, is what took her into this deep depression and caused her to start to binge eat and gain the weight that she did. The loss of a mom at a young age, it's difficult, it's very difficult. Just yesterday, I stressed myself a little bit because I put on a dress that my mom had given me several years ago. And it was a brand new dress. And I could wear the dress at the time because it was stretchy material, but I looked like I was Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay, finna pop out that dress. I'm like, well, Pillsbury Dough woman. Finna pop out that dress, so I never wore the dress. And so I've been cleaning out my closet, because those of you, if you're new here, I have lost so far 120.4 pounds. And so that's why this is so dear to me. You notice I'm on a weight loss journey myself. And I finally put the dress on yesterday and wore it to church. And it just looked so good. It felt so good on me and everything. And I was really emotional, about it because my mom passed away, you guys, in 2020. So, yeah, you have those moments when your mom is just not around. And here I am. I'm almost 50 years old. I'll be 50 in a few months. And I kind of, I was kind of depressed about it yesterday. I really was, you guys. Oh my God. I was really depressed. I felt so much better yesterday when I went to church because one of my church mothers, she came up to me and she grabbed me and she gave me this really tight hug, and she didn't let go. And she was like, I love you so much. I've loved you from the first day I met you. And I just broke down. It just sent me into a deep praise, you guys. I'm talking about, I just went into a deep praise. It's nothing like a mother's love, Oh my God. But anyway, that's enough about me right now. So I think that all of that is what caused Latanya to spiral out, into becoming morbidly obese, And she did go to doctor now, for help. And let's just be honest, you guys. Doctor now tell every patient when they come in, okay, go home and lose 30 to 40 pounds in 1 month and come back. And we'll think about approving your surgery. Well, let's just be honest. Your first month of being on a weight loss journey, and you weren't even 600 pounds. I'm sure a lot of you were not. Did you lose 30 pounds your first month? I know I did not. When I lost weight naturally on my own several times, I would lose like 15 pounds, the first month, Yeah, I have. Even on my weight loss journey that I'm currently on now, my first month on Wegovy, I lost, I think, like more than 15 pounds, I believe. But I've done it before without medication, So it was a struggle for me to lose those 15 pounds, the first month. On WW, and things like that. Weight Watchers, this is you really just monitoring your food. But it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. So imagine trying to lose 30, 40 pounds. You just send a person home with a piece of paper here, eat these things and, lose weight. That's not always manageable. So I really wish that Dr. Now would do something a little different. Don't just send that person home. Put them in a support group right away. Send them to a dietitian. Have a dietitian to do weekly appointments with them or something. You just can't send them home like that. It's just not easy. Here I am. I'm on this weight loss journey, and it's been over 2 years. And I'm just getting to the point right now, you guys, where I can honestly say that I'm starting to remove a lot of the bad foods out of my daily regimen. I'm starting now to really eat more protein, eat more fiber, more food that have more nutritional value. And I'm 2 years in, I thank God that I'm able to be on Zepbound right now. I started with Wegovy and I lost like 95 pounds with the help of Wegovy. And now I'm on Zepbound. And so I'm down a total of 120. But I can honestly say, you guys, I put in the work. And I had one of my son raised to just comment on one of my videos yesterday morning. I read the comment, and she said to me, she said, Twan, my husband and I thank you so much, Sheila, if I'm not mistaken. She said, Twan, my husband and I started watching your videos when you first started doing videos on building your home. And she said, you were pretty even then, But she said to me, and it made me feel so good. She said, Twan, don't you go around telling people that you've lost your weight because you on this medicine. She said, Twan, you work hard. You put in the work. And I was reading it to my husband because he was driving on our way to church. And I read it to my husband. And I tell you, I had a big old Kool-Aid smile on my face because it reminds me of Culturelle, one of my son raised that followed me, because he always say, because in my videos I always say, y'all, that Zepbound is zipping, baby. But Culturelle say, Twan, that Zepbound might be zipping, but Twan is twanning. And it took a couple times for him to comment that on my different videos for me to really just get it and it really just clicked and set in. He's right. I'm twanning. I'm on the medicine, but I'm putting in the work. I am not just relying wholeheartedly on the medication. I am putting in the work. I started out walking 4 miles a day, 6 days a week. Then I started, doing that and going to the gym like 3 days a week. Some days my husband would go with me, some days he wouldn't. And then I got to a point where I got sick of the gym, waiting on people at the machines and all that kind of foolishness. So I started going to a boot camp. And I was doing a boot camp. I got to a point where I started doing 3 to 4 days a week at the boot camp, and then I injured my knee. And that's when the sports medicine doctor told me to quit the boot camp because it was too much fast paced. I needed something a little bit more slower so that I can have the proper form when I'm doing the different exercises. And boot camp is just too fast. So I stopped doing the boot camp, went back to the gym. Then I went through the same issues again at the gym. People sitting on the machines, holding their cell phone in between their reps, just playing around and stuff instead of getting down to business. Because at this point, you guys, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being fat and obese. And I was just wanting to hit it. I had a goal I was trying to meet. Yeah, I was trying to hit it. No time to play. So I said, you know what? Let me just start doing something at home. And that's when my dietitian said, why don't you get a bicycle? I'm like, I don't know bicycle. I said, well, let me just try the bicycle out at the gym. I did, and I didn't care for it, didn't like it. But I kept watching, different things. And something said, get the Peloton. Commercial came on. And that's why I said, oh, I had seen a million Peloton commercials, never really connected with those commercials until that one day. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize the Peloton do all that you really have live coaches. You can go into live classes and see these coaches riding the bicycles and coaching you along. Okay, let me jump on that. So I got my Peloton. A lot of people may say, well, I can't afford a Peloton. Well, I make my last payment on this Peloton next month. They broke it up into 12 payments. And I didn't even get a brand new one. I got a refurbished one where someone had it in their home for like 30 days. And then they didn't want it. They returned it. So I got it. When I got it, it looked brand new. It still had the plastic around the monitor. Only thing was wrong with this bicycle. Me and my husband, we went through and we looked because it slapped brand new when they brought it here. Only thing that was wrong was that one of the letters had a crack in it that said Peloton. I'm like, that's not going to stop it from operating. Let me tell you, I fell in love with that Peloton, and I love that Peloton. When I brought that Peloton bicycle, I was 325 pounds last June. I was too heavy for the bicycle, according to the weight capacity. But then there were different people on Reddit say, get it, just don't stand. Just do all your classes, low impact, send down. I did until I got down to a certain weight. And that was all she wrote. Your girl been killing it. It's been history ever since. So from 325 pounds to 274. I'm 274 right now. Yeah. So I've lost 26 pounds plus 25. Oh, wow. That's 51 pounds, y'all. I've lost and it hasn't been a year yet. Next month will be a year. Oh, wow. It finally just hit me. I never thought about it like that. So I've lost 51 pounds. Next month will be a year I've had this Peloton. I'm down 51 pounds. And I've lost so many inches, you guys. So when people that watch me on YouTube, when they meet me and see me in person, they say, wow, you look way smaller in person than you do on the videos. I'm like, yeah, the videos, they say, videos and television do put 10 or 15 pounds on you. But yeah, when people see me in person, they be like, girl, you look so good. I was in church yesterday and had people to come up to me, commending me, telling me how great I'm doing. They watching me, keep going, and things like that. But I wanted to play a little clip, you guys, of Latanya Pottain, because this is a little clip right here that made her and Dr. Niall's story kind of go viral.
I didn't touch it.
Well, that's good lunch.
I don't eat that. I don't eat beans at all. I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so I'm giving you bits and pieces of the clip to prevent from getting a copyright strike, okay?
And this look like dog food.
You don't like meat?
I don't eat stuff like this.
But that's good nutrition. That's good protein, right?
Like I don't eat beans at all.
But
this is a lot. It really is. It's sad. It's a lot.
How about the meat?
I don't eat that kind of meat. I haven't really ate nothing since I've been here.
You're not gonna fade away. You're gonna be fine.
I still have to eat something.
No. You're eating the food that belongs to the next 4 years ahead of time. So if you don't eat, you're gonna be all right. At your weight, body got the reserve that you don't eat anything for a week or two, you're not gonna have anything gonna happen.
Lord, help us all.
But like in a hospital, when taking medication and having to take different medicine, you have to have food in your system to take the medicine, not to be nauseated. But the dog food that they give me here is not, I don't eat stuff like that.
And that's not dog food. That's very good food.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, okay. So, and with that being said, you guys, back to this cup. Because that same script is what's on this cup. He says, you ate the food that belonged to the next 4 years ahead of time. That was that episode. Right here. That was that episode. That script from that episode is on this cup. So it's like every time I get ready to drink out this cup, I'm going to think about this young lady who passed away. Why am I doing this message, you guys? Why am I doing this story? I'm doing this story to help people like me, to help people like you. There are so many people that's out here wanting to get the weight loss surgery, and they're debating whether or not if they should get it. I'm not going to say no name, but there's a content creator on here, and she knows who she is because she commented in my comment section just not too long ago sharing this with me. I think it was in one of my videos or one of her videos. But anyway, she said to me that she was contemplating getting the surgery. She wasn't really sure if she should do the surgery or the medicine, but she went ahead and decided to go ahead and do the medicine. And sweetheart, if you are listening, you can go ahead and comment, and I'll pin your comment so people know who you are and they can come check you out. But I just want to throw you out there. If you want to come and say, yeah, it was me, go ahead and do so. And she decided to go with the medication while she's getting her thoughts together. And I am so happy she did. I'm happy that she decided to do something while she's debating whether or not if she should do the surgery or not. Because there are so many people that, like Latanya, who want the surgery, but they're not doing the things that the doctor want them to do before they get the surgery. A lot of these doctors want them to go through, some type of mental health consultant first. They want them to lose 30 to 40 pounds first. And there's a lot of things they want them to do, which I agree. I do. I agree with these doctors because why put somebody's body through all of that stress of having a surgery if they're not going to do the work. I'm saying this because I have this conversation all the time with my very BFF, my sister. She's my sister for life. Because there's people we know, that we grew up with and stuff, or from our little small town that we were raised in Plant City, Florida. There's people we know that have had this surgery. Some type of surgery. And we look at them and it look like they don't gain all their weight back already. And it's been like less than 3 years. Some of them less than 1 year. And they just, lost a little bit, stopped and putting it back on. And we're like, why do they go through all that? Why, why? And I just keep saying, I think what happened is that people don't have enough support. That's why I am so grateful that I decided to share my journey here on YouTube, because I have developed a great community of sun rays that I love and I adore. And they love and they adore themselves some Twan too. They call me their sunshine. That's why I call them my sun rays. Listen, I love y'all so much because you all keep me accountable. You all keep me going. Don't get me wrong. My family love and support me as well. But I feel more comfortable talking to you guys about my journey than I do my family. My family, I talk to them and I, throw a little bit here or there, at them. But you guys, I'm all in. You know why? Because you're going down the same path that I am. You're traveling down the same path. You're walking down the same road that I am. We all rolling up and down the same hill. We all on that same emotional roller coaster. All of us. So you understand my journey better. And so I feel more comfortable coming and sharing with you guys. And I'm so sure that a lot of you will say the same thing, because I get a lot of sun rays that send me messages on Instagram, Facebook. A lot of you, we communicate via cell phone. Y'all have my number. Y'all email me, through my email, different things that you don't want to share in the comment section, which I am happy about that. I really am. And then there's a lot of us on here who are content creators like I am, and they share things and open up their journeys too. A lot of them don't open up all the way. And I kind of understand why a lot of them don't. Because there's so many people out here that love to criticize people. And one of the reasons that I don't mind being transparent is because I already knew when I started this journey, I was 394.4 pounds. And I already knew that when I go to someone's channel to watch them, I want them to be transparent with me. I want them to be honest and show me what you're eating, what you're doing, what happens on a week when you don't lose weight. And I found that it was difficult to find people to do that. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to share my journey, I'm going all in. I'm going to share the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads. I'm sharing it all. And that's what I have done with you guys. I just shared with you guys last week. I told y'all that I wasn't probably going to share with y'all me getting on the scale. I probably wasn't even going to get on the scale for after my anniversary, because I knew I was going out to eat twice. And you know how it is when you go out to eat. But someone said, no, Twan, you got to keep doing it. You got to show them. Show them. So what? It's life. You showed them before when you went on vacation and gained weight. Show them what happens. And to my surprise, okay, I end up losing what? 2.6 pounds? 2.4 pounds. I ended up losing over 2 pounds. When I weighed in Thursday. So that just goes to show that, if you're being committed and you're actually doing the work like you're supposed to, you still, look at me, 2 point something. I lost 3 pounds. That's right. I lost 2.6 that Saturday, because I caught myself weighing in early because I thought I was going to gain weight, and then I ended up losing an additional 0.4 pounds from Saturday to Wednesday. So yeah, I lost 3 pounds last week. But yeah, we got to be honest with ourselves, and I think that's what happens to a lot of people that go on my 600-pound life. They're not honest. They try to hide certain things, but Dr. Now calls them out. He's brutally honest with them. And a lot of people can't take it. They just can't take it. But I love Dr. Now because I'd rather for you to be honest with me than to lie and sugarcoat. Oh, baby, it's okay. You doing real good. Try a little harder when you don't came in after 30 days and only lost 2 pounds. Or you don't came in after 30 days and you don't gain another 10 pounds. No, you ain't doing, no, don't come get me that about you walking. No, you got to do more than just that. So I love the fact that Dr. Now, he calls people out. He calls them out on the carpet. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't. Now, do I think he could soften up the approach a little bit? No. I think he's doing what's right. You know why? Because there are too many enablers in people's homes. There's too many. When I watch those shows, it's too many people in their homes just pacifying these people and just giving them everything they want. And some of you might be upset with me for saying that, but I'm just being honest because I feel like once a person get to that point where they're 600 pounds, it's life or death. Which one you want to do? Now, I almost went biblical with y'all. I almost went, choose ye this day. Okay? What you want to do? It's life or death at this point. It's sink or swim. Either you're going to learn how to swim or you're going to sink. Which one you going to do? Well, you know what? I made up my mind that when I started this weight loss journey, I was going to dog paddle. Let me dog paddle until I can learn how to swim. Let me dog paddle until I can learn how to swim. Okay. And that's what I want out of you guys. Learn how to start dog paddling on this journey. Okay. Until you learn how to swim. That's what it's all about. If it takes you 3 to 4 years to dog paddle until you finally get it and you get to your goal weight, then that's what I want to see out of you guys. I want you to dog paddle until you can learn how to swim. I don't want us to be like some of these not successful, let's say that, unsuccessful stories, from my 600-pound life. I would love to, continue to share my journey for the next 2 or 3 years. And someone who's following me now that's like at 300 pounds to, continue to be following me in the next 2 or 3 years. Or, if you don't follow me for the next 2 or 3 years and you just pop up and say, hey, Twan, I used to follow you a few years ago and I stopped, but I continued my journey. And I just want to send you this picture to show you my before and after. I have now successfully got down to my goal weight of 175 pounds and I'm looking good. Yeah, I want that. I want to be like, yeah, girl. Oh my goodness, you look amazing. Go, girl. I would love for that. I would love for that. That's why I keep saying to you guys, send me your before and after pictures. Even if you don't want me to share them on my videos or on my YouTube, on my posts or whatever, send them to me, because sometimes when you share with others and let them actually see you and give you your praise, that helps boost your self-esteem, that helps boost your confidence. So I would love for you guys to open up a little bit more, and be more comfortable with your body, start falling in love with who you are, I would love for that. I'm sitting up here now, you guys, with my workout outfit on that I got from IUGA. I did a video on this company as well. I just put it on. I just finally took the tag off for the workout with it on for the very first time. And y'all see, y'all know, y'all been following me. Y'all have not been seeing me around here working out with stuff like this, showing my stomach and all this. I've never done that before in videos. No, y'all haven't seen me working out like that, but I'm finna work out today, baby. And this, I sure am. Showing my little fat rolls and all. My little love handles and all. Yes, I am. I'm finna work out with this on today. Look, I'm happy with my skin. I'm happy with my little love handles on the side. Yes. And my stomach right here. Before, when I would put stuff on like this, I would have a big pouch hanging over the top of my shorts and stuff. Now it's just, right here on the side. It don't went all in all around here. You know, we got to get comfortable with what we look like, now, instead of trying to wait until we get down to, a certain amount of weight, and then we get there, we don't like the way we look because we didn't start falling in love with our changes as our body change. That's the message I'm trying to get out there to you guys now. Start falling in love with who you are and who you're becoming now, because you're not the same person you were last year when you started that first injection. I know you're not, because I know I'm not. I have changed so much mentally, physically, and spiritually since I've been on this journey. I'll get into it one day with you guys a little bit deeper. I shared some of it before in a video of why I started this journey. In case you want to go and watch that, be my guest. I'll link it for you as well. But with that being said, you guys, I know this is a very lengthy video, but I wanted to get my thoughts out. And definitely my condolences to the family of Latanya Pottain. Yeah. My condolences to her family. I know what it is to go through a death. I'm sure we all do, But something like this, is definitely sending social media up. With this, people are resurfacing videos of her journey on my 600 pounds life. People talking about it like I am. I'm talking about it right now, but I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not doing it, for money or anything. I'm doing it because it really, really sits heavy right here on my heart. Because had I not decided to get up and do something about myself, I could have been the next my 600 pound life candidate. I could have been the next person that came across y'all's screen, okay, talking to Dr. Now, and let him telling me, do you have a medical degree that I don't know about? He could have been telling me, what's the other one he be saying? It's another one on here I like what he say. Oh, here it goes. Do you look like you're malnourished? Oh my God, this man is something else. Oh my God. There is no protein in mashed potatoes. Where's another one on here? It's another one I like that he say. Oh, this one. This is the one. I like this one. So obviously somebody said that they were a picky eater. And Dr. Now say, if you're over 600 pounds, you're not a picky eater. Oh my God, this man is something else, y'all. But with that being said, I'm not laughing at the lady's death. Please, I hope nobody don't take that in that way. What I'm trying to do is to encourage you guys. Okay? Like Dr. Now says on here, so who is your enabler? Ask yourself that right now, you guys. If you're struggling on your weight loss journey, it's on the cup. Right here. If you are struggling right now at this moment, if you still find yourself binge eating, ask yourself, who is your enabler? If you find that your body is not losing weight, ask yourself, who is your enabler? If you find yourself going into separate rooms, hiding food from your family because you don't want them to see that you're eating certain things because you're on this weight loss journey, you're taking this medication, ask yourself, who is your enabler? I'm going to end the video with that. Ask yourself, Who is your enabler? And I'm praying that you will be honest with this answer. Who is your enabler? And I'm going to end the video with that.